Hello, friends. Welcome to IS Grid. This is the first lecture of our geography series. Let me start off by saying you guys are welcome over here, and I really I really appreciate that you are investing your time and trusting us with this series. Let me start off by telling you what and how we are going to proceed with the lectures coming forth, and tell you in brief what all we have in our plan so that we can make any topic more effective and easy to absorb. So, as we had mentioned earlier, that our videos would be based out of UPSC syllabus and PYQs. So that makes it more precise and more comprehensive, and also we'll have an understanding of which are the topics that we need to ignore. Other than that, we will also be dwelling into topic wise prelims PYQs that will also ensure your MCQ tricks, wherein we'll try to solve questions of UPSC as well as other state exams. This will hone your elimination skills, as well as you will know what are the dimensions that you yourself are weak in any subject. There are multiple areas when people don't understand personally. For example, I'll give you my reference. In geography, I have been pretty good in almost all parts except climatology. So I know when exam comes, I need to put extra effort in climatology, and this happens with everyone. Everyone has their own strength and weakness. So solving multiple PYQs based MCQs will make sure you understand what are the topics that are working for you and what don't work for you. Other than that, as I had mentioned earlier, we'll be starting a Right Together program. That is under the mentorship guidance program, wherein mains answer writing would be written in the due time, and also the structuring and the formation and all the data inculcations. All these will be taught in that. Uh, Moving on, we also need to make sure that whatever we're learning, these are we are able to reproduce the same in the exam in the least amount of effort. So we'll be trying to inculcate active recall session, which means all that we have learned, it needs to be absorbed by us in the most efficient manner, and so that we can reproduce it at a later date. And this can be done through the process of active revision. We keep on revising things. Networks start building in our neurons, and those things stay with us even during exam times, so that it actually eradicates confusion and makes you solve questions with greater accuracy. And memorization comes through tricks. That is one of the things that I have learned in my long journey of UPSC. That whenever I started correlating a subject with my own self-made story, so that story is something which clicks me during exam, and I can understand, okay, I have learned this way, and this is how it is going to work, right? And that's what I'll be teaching you those tricks. I have multiple tricks written down for myself. I have other colleagues helping me, through giving me those tricks, so that I can show it to you guys also. So this is one of those jugaad wala part that we guys are pretty good at, and we'll be helping you with this also. And especially in subjects like geography and ecology and environment, map work is something which is of very high significance. So we'll be doing map work also. Particularly in geography, we'll be dividing the places into major parts, like places in news and the places of significance in India. So, for example, in places of news, currently we see so many things happening in the uh, Mediterranean. For example, Armenia, Greece arming against Turkey, and the regime change after Bashar al-Assad in Syria. And in India, we have seen that there's a dry port coming up in Beta. So UPSC UPSC has a way of asking questions in multiple different formats. For example, they can ask you which is the first state to have dry port in India, which all the states have dry ports on in India. You can eliminate those, and is it privately owned or publicly owned? These are the things that UPSC has a knack of asking. So it's better if we understand that subject in a holistic manner, so that even through current affairs, we have a clear idea of our static portion as well. So, starting with the lecture number one, let's start off by the couple of topics that we are going to cover in today's lecture. The first topic is origin of Earth. It has been known that UPSC has not asked these questions in like around 10 to 15 years, but now because of new discoveries and new sightings, the role of you know as these interplanetary studies have actually grown more significant. In 2019, in 2021, UPSC has asked about gravitational wave. So this is has been one of those areas when UPSC is coming back to. So we will be understanding those terminologies that we need to solve the uh, question paper in the exam. We will not be dwelling deeper into the subject, but enough so that we have an idea, a fair bit of idea, that these terms are not new to us when we are giving exams. In the exam like scenario, it should not come as a total shocker to us. So, origin of species will be running through this topic. Distribution of ocean and continents. It's an important topic because it gives foundation of Earth. So, we'll be understanding this through multiple theories that have been given. Then comes seafloor spreading. It's one of those theories. You can call it a subset of this part, but we'll be studying this because it helps us explain the plate tectonics theory, which actually helps us, enables us to understand an understanding of today's lithology. Right now, let's start off origin of Earth. I'll be keeping this uh, lecture in English, and as well as I'll be inculcating a bit of Hindi in this. So guys, please uh, bear me in here. Okay. So collision theory was pretty simple, right? Collision theory said that there was this proto sun. There were multiple chunks which were torn out of it, and this led to formation of different stars. Stars as in planets that we have today from a from sun. So these planets started revolving around sun, and the sun that we have today is because of this sun has gravitational pulls on all the planets that are revolving around it. This is what collision theory says. It's pretty simple and also very archaic. Then came tidal hypothesis theory. It was built on the same line. Nothing new to that. It just failed to explain the angular momentum of the rotation and revolution around the sun. Then came binary star hypothesis. It said that there are, let's say, sun one that is present today, and sun. This is proto. Before this, now this sun broke up into multiple paths, and these became planets that started revolving around this sun because it has the maximum gravity. That's it. That is the whole idea about it. We have to run through this so that we don't study something which doesn't have high ROI. So this is just a running commentary of these hypotheses. And then came nebular hypothesis theory. Everyone knows who is preparing for UPSC, Immanuel Kant in ethics. So this guy was pretty genius, and he gave out theories in geography as well for the formation of the planets. So his first theory was actually replaced by Laplace, and he gave a more refined version. They said, I would say that they said that around 4.6 billion years ago, when Earth was formed out of massive cloud of gas and dust. This is called solar nebulae, and these dusts and gases, they accreted to form the planet that we see today. This is the planet formed through multiple layers. With sun as in center, these planets started revolving around the sun. This is sun, and they started revolving around the sun. That's it. And like they told, I have told you about accretion. They also added a new term called planetesimals. Planetesimals are the planets which are formed before the actual planet is formed. These are smaller version of planets, right? Two, three planetesimals would accrete to form one planet. And see, further merge to form planets, including Earth, yes. And now comes Big Bang Theory, found its relevance after the famous TV show. I guess most of the us are a big fan of this TV show, so it is pretty important for us to understand this in a better way. So it says that the universe started from singularity. There's a point which is infinite density and infinite heat. Delta means heat, infinite heat, and it all of a sudden there was an explosion, and the universe or the space time started expanding. Once the expansion began, it is still continuing today. This is all we know about Big Bang Theory, and it keeps on expanding. Now there has been a recent study. I want you guys to write in the comments. There has been a recent study about if you guys know Elisa. It has been asked in the UPSC also. So guys, just give me the name of the satellite or the device or the telescope that has been used in past 2 3 years, which confirms the expansion of Earth. Sorry, expansion of space today. Uh, let's start off with then the topic is distribution of oceans and continents. The first person, these are the multiple theories that we'll be studying, hypotheses and theories which have been given. Distribution of ocean and earth can be understood by the continental drift theory. If you are good at work breakdown, you will yourself understand what does this word actually means. The drifting of continents. It was given by A. Wegener. He was Alfred Wegener. He gave an idea that there was a supercontinent called Pangea, and then there was a super ocean, Panthalsa. Now, what happened was supercontinent Pangea broke up into Laurasia, which is in north, and south was in Gondwana land, and then they further broke up into uh, tiny, uh, uh, tiny islands that we see today. And now, to understand how these have been broken up, he gave uh, the source was because of polar fleeing force. He said that this is Earth, and this is, let's say, Pangea. This is Laurasia and Gondwana land of Pangea. They're breaking up, and this is Penthalsa. Now he said because of rotation of the Earth, these moved towards the pole. This is called fleeing force, and this led to drifting. But that's not true. So his theory was not accepted in entirety, but the evidences which he gave has its own significance. First evidence that he gave was jigsaw fit. I'll explain to you with a simple diagram. This is let's say this is North America, and this is South America. Now, Jigsaw Fit says that shoreline could be fit totally into this part. Like if you try fitting South America into the western coast of Africa, it would be totally fit, right? It would be just like you're solving a puzzle. So that is one of the evidence that was true. Second, he gave about the rock structure, like the ages of rock. For example, if these are fitting in the same space, he also said that the rocks found over here and here are same. This equals this. And the third point that he told was tilites. Tilites was Gondwana system of deposits. It said that tilites are mostly leftover, the remnants of glacial period. These are small residuals of glacial period. And he said that if uh, one region was under the influence of glacier in the ice age, after drifting, the multiple regions have the same same form of tilites found. And Gondwana system is mostly it's found in India, in the obviously in this peninsular region, and same systems are found at a different parts of the world. So these tilites are same. And also he mentioned about the placer deposits. I'll explain to you in brief what placer deposit is. For example, this is surface, and then there comes these are the veins. So sometimes what happens is due to erosion or external actions, the veins are open up. and then these erode, and due to disintegration, gold particles are placed. As the name suggests, these become placer deposits, right? But the veins are intact. So what happened was the veins are found in Brazil, but the gold is found over here. That is why there is a place called uh, Gold Coast. It's a name. It's a colonial name for one country. You guys will write which country in the comments. Gold Coast is a pretty good example about this. These placer deposits are found over here, and veins are found in Brazil. And another, I'll tell you the distribution of fossils. Uh, the thing is, for example, this is Africa, this is Madagascar, and this is India. So these three regions were considered to be one part, and they have a special called type of primate, which are called lemurs. Now we'll find those population, like Madagascar is famous for lemurs, but these regions are supposed to have ancient primate remnants, which are called lemurs, and that's why this region is called Lemuria. Those fossils are found in these three regions. Now, moving on, there's this convection current theory. It explains the distribution. I'll tell you what convection current theory is, given by Arthur Holmes. Let's say the magma from the Earth's mantle is flowing out, and this is mid-oceanic ridge. We'll talk to you about this mid-oceanic ridge later on also. And when this magma comes out, some of it is released through ridges, and they move this side. They deviate to two different parts, and the land blocks over here are also shifted. They're also dragged actually. They're also dragged under the influence of this arm of convection current, right? This is also dragged on this side. So this actually shows the whole idea given by Arthur Holmes, and he said that the force generated by the radioactive elements, its disintegration, which is true. This is also well-known fact. So that stands. Next, these are the concepts that we will understand later on while diving deep into the topic. Now, let me continue explaining about what are the different aspects of distribution of oceans and the planets and continents. Yeah. So, concept of seafloor spreading. Seafloor spreading can be understood by like we had told earlier. There is this point called mid-oceanic ridge, right? And let's see, this is oceanic basin, and these are mid-oceanic ridges. यहाँ पे fissure is taking place. It means fluidic lava is flowing out, और नीचे हो रहा है convection current, जो मैंने I have told about it earlier. This is convection current taking place. Now this thing becomes starts becoming oceanic crust. So deposition of rocks, same, same, same. For example, let's assume this as row one, right? This like row three, and this also as row three. So the time period of formation of these rocks would be same. Like the type of rocks found here would also be found here. This shows that sea has mid ocean because of seafloor spreading, a volcanic eruption occurring at the mid-oceanic ridges. Lava that comes to the surface have equidistant rock on either side, showing similarity of period of formation. It means the period of formation of this equals the period of formation of this R3 and R3, and that's then we can also understand that the oceanic crust is far much younger than the continental crust. Obviously, when the seafloor spreading happens in the sea, so these will be younger. अब ये बाद में जाके कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट बन जाए, दैट टेक्स मतलब लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। इसमें जो ये बसाल्ट से एसिडिक होगा, फिर और लाइटर होगा, देयर आर मल्टीपल फैक्टर्स दैट विल स्टडी लेटर ऑन। लेकिन ये कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट से मल्टीपल एक्टिविटीज होती है, तब जाके कॉन्टिनेंटल बनता है ओशनिक से। सो ये तो वी हैव डन, एंड देन कम्स डीप ट्रेंचेस। डीप ट्रेंचेस आर द प्लेसेस वेयर डिस्ट्रक्टिव प्लेट बाउंड्रीज ऑकर। वहाँ पे ये जो क्रस्ट बन रहा है, they actually get compromised. We'll study about this once we talk about oceanic landforms. And then comes plate tectonics. Plate tectonics was given by Mackenzie, Parker, and Morgan in 1967. It is a accumulation of all the three theories that we have studied earlier. And they typically write that the lithospheric plate consists of oceanic and continental lithosphere. Lithosphere is nothing but crust, in simple terms, and they say that they are massive, irregular shaped slab and composed of both continental and oceanic lithosphere. As we can see over here, this is NCRT diagram. That this is, uh, for example, let's take a Pacific plate. This is irregular, massive, and they are composed of oceanic lithosphere. And then comes Eurasian plate. This is composed of continental crust, right? So this is what they have mentioned. And then they also said that the plates have been moving horizontally over asthenosphere as a rigid unit. I'll explain to you. This is यहाँ पे, this is convection यहाँ, this is taking place, but this is as asthenosphere. This is molten fluidic part upon which plate boundaries and continental crust, they uh, they float, and they move horizontally in this leads to multiple convergence and divergence of boundaries, which we'll be seeing now. And therefore they divided the earth's lithosphere in seven major and few minor plates. Seven major plates, as you can see over here, first being Antarctic plate, then another being North American plate, and then third being South American plate, fourth being Pacific plate. This is oceanic plate. This is also oceanic plate. Then Indo-Australian plate. Then it is Eurasian plate and also African plate. So these are the major plates, and there are some minor plates, that Cocos plate. This is Nazca plate. Then Philippines plate, Caroline plate. These are some of the minor plates. And this multiple this flotation, this horizontal movement causes multiple kind of interaction between plate boundaries, and these interactions will be studying as three major ones. For example, one is divergent, other one is convergent, and the third one is transform. Convergent, divergent, right? Now in divergent, we have studied about mid oceanic ridge. यहाँ पे ऐसे डाइवर्स करता है थ्रू द एक्शन ऑफ कन्वेक्शन करंट। तो यहाँ से नई प्लेट बाउंड्रीज यहाँ बन रही हैं, right? This is mid-oceanic ridge, MOR means. And then convergent is when two or more plates they converge into one another. For example, oceanic होगा convergence, तो इसमें जो भी tensor होगा it seeps front, नीचे चला जाएगा ये, और ये compromise हो जाएगा, और ये उसके ऊपर रहेगा. The denser one sinks and the lighter one rises above it. And then comes oceanic and continental. Ocean we know denser होते हैं, तो ये नीचे की तरफ चले जाते हैं और सी रह जाता है ओशन। यहाँ पे वी हैव फॉर्मेशन ऑफ एक्रिशनरी प्रिज्म। ऑलराइट, देन अनदर टाइप वुड बी कॉन्टिनेंट कॉन्टिनेंट। दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंट, दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंट। अब क्या है कि कॉन्टिनेंट कॉन्टिनेंट जब एक दूसरे में कन्वर्ट करेगा, तो ये दोनों लाइट है, तो ये क्या करेंगे, एक दूसरे पे चढ़ जाएंगे। कॉन्टिनेंट कॉन्टिनेंट, तो यहाँ पे और ऊंचे ऊंचे माउंटेन्स बनेंगे। दिस इज कॉल्ड fold mountains, Himalayas. Example, Himalayas are one of the prominent examples. अब क्या होता है ना, देर आर टाइम्स, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल इंडियन प्लेट ले लेते हैं, दिस इज इंडियन प्लेट में ये कॉन्टिनेंटल है, यहाँ पे नीचे ओशनिक था, और ये यूरेशियन प्लेट था, जिस दिस इज कॉन्टिनेंटल, ठीक है, दिस इज यूरेशियन एंड दिस इज इंडियन प्लेट। तो पहले ये जो ओशनिक है और कॉन्टिनेंटल है, तो ये पहले सबड्यू हो गया, इसके नीचे आ गया, ठीक है, तो थोड़ा 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 प्रिज्म हुआ, लेकिन अब कैसा हो गया कि कॉन्टिनेंट और कॉन्टिनेंट ये जब पूरा कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो गया, तो कॉन्टिनेंट और कॉन्टिनेंट बचा, तब ऊपर फोल्ड माउंटेन्स बनने लग गए। देयर बाई ये जो पहले जो ओशन था, ओशनिक प्लेट था, तो यहाँ पे ना यू कुड एक्चुअली सी कि हिमालय के माउंट एवरेस्ट पे you can see marine deposits because these are remnants of ancient Tethys Sea. Tethys Sea compromise होके अब तो वो रेज हो रहा है ना, पहले तो compromise हो गया. That is one of the special things about convergence. अब moving on, transform boundaries, as I had told you earlier, ये वाला plate देखना, Cocos plate, and then this is North American plate. What happens is Cocos plate eastwards, नॉर्थ अमेरिकन प्लेट्स मूविंग आउटवर्ड्स, तो क्या यहाँ पे ना टेंशन क्रिएट होगा, फ्रिक्शन और टेंशन क्रिएट होगा, दिस गिव्स राइज टू रिलीज ऑफ एनर्जी थ्रू अर्थक्वेक्स। तो यहाँ पे ना बहुत ज़्यादा अर्थक्वेक प्रोन रीजन है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल सैन फ्रांसिस्को में यू वुड हैव हर्ड अबाउट अर्थक्वेक्स और हाई सेंसिटिविटी जोन, और वो फॉल्ट को हम लोग जुआन डे फूका फॉल्ट बोलते हैं। जस्ट फॉर योर इन्फॉर्मेशन, दिस इज अ पार्ट वेयर मतलब यू प्रिपेयर फॉर, अगर स्टेट एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि यूपीएससी पूछ सकता है ये क्वेश्चन, आई हैव नो आइडिया, आई डोंट थिंक दे हैव आस्क्ड दिस इन द पास्ट, बट दे कैन आस्क विच इज द फास्टेस्ट जो स्लोएस्ट मूवमेंट ऑफ प्लेट बाउंड्रीज जो होती है, तो जो सबसे फास्ट प्लेट है दैट इज साउथ पैसिफिक प्लेट विच मूव्स अराउंड 15 सेंटीमीटर पर ईयर, एंड देन देयर इज आर्कटिक प्लेट विच इज द स्लोएस्ट। अनदर क्वेश्चन गाइज, प्लीज राइट डाउन इन द कमेंट्स कि जो हिमालयाज है दे हैव बीन राइजिंग, दे हैव बीन ग्रोइंग बाय व्हाट रेट, what rate they have been growing, मतलब कितने सेंटीमीटर पर ईयर, बिकॉज इफ यू रिसर्च दिस, आपको कहीं ना कहीं तो ये हेल्प करेगा ही, आप एग्जाम में भी लिख सकते हो, मेंस में भी लिख सकते हो, आप रिसर्च करोगे तो आप थोड़ा टाइम इन्वेस्ट करोगे तो आपके दिमाग में वो एफर्ट का रेसिप्रोकेटरी ये इफेक्ट रहेगा कि आपको याद रहेगा वो चीज़, है ना। तो प्लीज एफर्ट डाला करो ऐसे छोटे मोटे, इट एक्चुअली इज वेरी फ्रूटफुल, इट्स मोर फ्रूटफुल देन यू रियलाइज। तो आप ये लिख के प्लीज कमेंट में लिखें, इट विल शो मी कि आप लोग एफर्ट डाल रहे हैं इस चीज़ में। एंड देन द फोर्स ऑफ मूवमेंट, ऑब्वियसली ये जो प्लेट टेक्टोनिक थ्योरी जो उन्होंने निकाली थी, ये टेक्टोनिक्स थ्योरी इज बेस्ड आउट ऑफ ऊपर के जो रेमिनेंट्स थे, उनके जो जो लूप होल्स थे, उनके जो जो थ्योरीज थे, सबको समेशन करके उन्होंने थ्योरीज निकाली थी। तो दिस इज अ समेशन ऑफ सी फ्लोर स्प्रेडिंग एंड कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट थ्योरी बाय आर्थर होम्स। Now, as we are talking about this, let's talk about Indian plate because it will give more Indian-like reference. So, Indian plate क्या था कि Indian plate जब Madagascar of African plate से टूटा, it drifted off, and then when it reached Eurasian plate boundary, यहाँ पे ना after oceanic and continental subduction, there was a part called continent and continent subduction. Oceanic continent subduction से you will get transform बाउंड्रीज जो भी काराकोरम रेंजेस हैं, और कॉन्टिनेंट कॉन्टिनेंट वाले से विल गेट हिमालयाज, दिस इज ग्रेटर हिमालयाज, राइट। सो काराकोरम में आप वोल्केनिक ये सब भी देखोगे, सो दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ जो ओशनिक है ये सबड्यू हुआ, कॉन्टिनेंट दिस इज ऊपर, और फिर यहाँ जाके ऊपर वोल्केनो ऐसे निकला, ये जो ना पंक्चर होता है ये बाहर निकलता है, बिकॉज इनको भी यहाँ पे हीट रिलीज करनी है ना, तो ये मैग्मा ऐसे फ्लो करता है कॉन्टिनेंट के थ्रू और ये निकलता है, दिस बिकेम काराकोर। काराकोरम में हमें अभी भी मिलता है वो जो करेवाज, दीज आर व्हाट आर करेवाज गाइस, प्लीज राइट इन द कमेंट्स, ये वोल्केनिक ओरिजिन होते हैं, एंड दीज आर प्रोमिनेंट फॉर ग्रोइंग सैफ्रॉन, सैफ्रॉन इंडस्ट्री इनसे सफाइज करती है, राइट। देन नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कॉन्टिनेंट सबडक्शन, व्हाट हैपेंस वाज, this is continent, this is Indian plate, this is Eurasian plate। अब continent हो रहा है तो ये सिंक तो करेंगे नहीं, लेकिन ये एक दूसरे को अपलिफ्ट करेंगे, अपलिफ्ट ऐसे, कॉन्टिनेंट ये हो गया, ये कॉन्टिनेंट हो गया, ये एक दूसरे के ऊपर चढ़ रहे हैं, राइट। and this led to the formation of fold mountains called Himalayas. These are the highest mountain ranges of the world. So अब extent बता रहा है. This is Kirthar range. Kirthar range would be here. Suleiman. Then this is Hindu Kush pass wala region, Hindu Kush mountains. यहाँ पे you will find Pamir Knot, Kullun Shah, Tunnun Shah, and यहाँ पे Arakan Yoma मिलेगा आपको जब आप पूर्वांचल से सिंटेक्स बेंड मिलता है. दिस इज अराकन योमा. और रकिन योमा इज इन म्यांमार, और इसका एक्सटेंशन यू विल फाइंड इन अंडमान एंड निकोबार. राइट. ये अब दिस इज एक्सटेंशन ये बता रहा है कि यहाँ से क्या होता है कि दिस इज माकरान कोस्ट, जो हम लोग ईरान और इराक वाला देखते हैं, और इट मूव्स फॉर फर्दर टू अफ्रीकन रिफ्ट वैली. तो दिस इज शोइंग द द एक्सटेंशन which is quite evident today also. But you don't have to get into this. अभी इंडियन का ही देख लो. रकनयोमा का जो यहाँ पे सुमात्रा जावा है, यहाँ पे जावा ट्रेंच है, यहाँ पे दिस इज सबडक्शन जोन. Okay. Let's delve into a couple of questions. These are pretty easy. These are taken out of UPSC as well as state services exam. So some are very direct. जिसमें कुछ थोड़ा element of doubt आएगा तो you can comment. I can explain those parts specifically. Let's start try solving. Which of the following solar system the Earth is originated from the gases and dust particles. This is ये ऊपर ही बताया था. उसमें नाम नहीं दिया था because I wanted you guys to work on it. So इसका आंसर बी है. And then continents have drifted apart because of. इसमें आपको तीनों सही लग रहे हैं. You just have to prove कि कौन सा गलत है. इसमें कोई गलत नहीं लग रहा, तो all of the above. Now India has been part of ancient Gondwana land supercontinent. It includes landmass of the present. So it includes landmass of the present. आप कैसे प्रूव कर सकते हो कि ये नहीं है? अफ्रीका अपने को पता है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया अपने को पता है क्योंकि पास पास है. साउथ अमेरिका हो सकता है यार, हो सकता है गोंडवाना में होगा. तो ऑल ऑफ दी अबव. नाउ कम्स कोकोज प्लेट बाउंड्रीज. ये हमने ऊपर देखा है. इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. एशिया में तो है ही नहीं यार, इतना पास थोड़ी है. रेड सी और पर्शियन गल्फ अभी भी वो खुद भी परेशान है. इतनी जगह ही नहीं है वहाँ पे कोकोस प्लेट बाउंड्री निकले. अरेबियन प्लेट बाउंड्री है, फिर वहाँ पे यूरेशियन प्लेट बाउंड्री है, तो वहाँ कोकोस कहाँ आ गया? तो यही बच गया बस, सेंट्रल अमेरिकन पैसिफिक प्लेट. Then another is the phenomenon might have influenced the evolution of organisms. ये प्रूफ कर सकते हो कि ये दोनों नहीं है? कोई भी एक भी प्रूफ कर सकते होगा कि कॉन्टिनेंट ड्रिफ्ट नहीं है? ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? तो सी, folding is a result of obviously this is a direct answer. Orogeny continent building होता है. This is epirogenetic is continental building. Coral force is mostly about जो climatology में हम लोग पढ़ते हैं, अर्थ रोटेशन से जो मूवमेंट ऑफ विंड्स बदलता है. एंड देन एक्सोजेनिक फोर्स, वी नो दिस इज एक्सटर्नल फोर्स. So guys, thank you for your time. Next time I'll be bringing out with lecture number 2 soon. I guess you guys carry on with your daily thing. I'll be attaching these notes in the comment sections or description. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.